what I noticed with the other ones that I've made is that this, where you begin on the two layers, joining the two layers together, gets a lot of pressure because of the pulling on and off of your face. So it's quite a good idea to go back and forth on that particular seam just to keep them strongly held together. Stop in the middle. I'm doing the top seam first, obviously. The one that goes across the bridge of your nose. I went to my local supermarket yesterday and I was surprised to see none of the staff wearing face masks or any protection. I just wanted to go home and make them all a face mask. Poor people having to work for our benefit and they didn't have any protection, so let's hope all our supermarket staff end up being protected. Right, so what you'll have now is two pieces joined together at the top and the bottom, and we're going to go ahead and turn it out the right way. Except one of the handy tips, actually, I almost forgot to tell you about, was clipping this curve. So see, we've got this curve here on the top part of the face mask. Clipping it. So you're going to take your snips, your scissors, and what we're going to do is just, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to snip just, I'm not going to do a large cut in the fabrics, just enough that I go almost close to the stitching of the sewing machine, and you're just going to go along at sort of 1 inch intervals and do little snips in the fabric. And then what that's going to help do is when you turn it in the right way, that curve is going to fold a little bit nicer. So just be careful not to cut your stitching that you've done with your sewing machine, but just give them a wee break along those curves, yeah, at about 1 inch intervals. Might be easier if I turn it that way. See what I've done there? Just put little snips, not deep enough to cut into the stitching. Okay, you can also trim that, but I mean it's a pretty short seam allowance, so it's not like it's hugely bulky. I might just trim a little bit off the nose, the very bridge of the face mask. Okay, so you're going to put your hand in between where the filter is going to fit, so in between the two layers, and just turn it out the right way. So if you'd like to, you can go and use your iron and press those seams open. I'm not going to be too fiddly with it for this tutorial. You might like to do that. Just creates a nice clean seam. Okay, you can kind of wriggle the fabric a little bit just to make sure that seam comes all the way out. And there you go. Pretty close to finishing your face mask. There you go. I look like a bandit in this colour. It's got little pussycats on it, which is kind of cute. All right, so another wee little tricky step on this, and I'm sure there are better ways of doing this, but I'm just going to follow this tutorial as it was presented to me for the sake of this. What we're going to do now, you can see here on your face mask, you still have this main body fabric, which of course is where your elastic is going to be encased. But when we fold this over to make a space for our encasement of the elastic, we've got these raw edges here. So it's a good idea to hem them. So it's a wee bit tricky, but what we're going to do is this little space between the lining and the fabric, you can see there's this extra main body fabric poking up here. I'm just going to snip with my scissors in between there. So just enough that I can fold this top piece down and then fold it again to create a hem that's hiding our raw edge, just as we did on this lining fabric here. We're going to do the same there. So we're going to do it there and down the bottom here, and we're also going to do it on the opposite side. So I'd say it's cutting into your main body fabric about 1 centimetre to give it enough, or maybe just under 1 centimetre, just to give it enough space that you can fold this part of the fabric down to create a hem. Okay. This part's a little bit fiddly, just because the it's such a very narrow little hem you're creating there. I hope you can see all right in this video. I hadn't even really checked. Okay, so I've snipped each of those just a wee bit. I'm going to fold them down just enough to create a wee edge to hide the raw edge, and then I'm going to fold it again to create a hem. Okay, use a pin to hold it in place, or iron it to keep it there, whichever you prefer. And then you're going to sew them shut. On all 4 sides. I'm going to go and pause the video, and I'm going to go ahead and do that and come back once I've done it.